Most of your stress does not come from how hard your life is. It comes from one mistake you repeat every single day without noticing. A mistake so common that almost everyone makes it. A mistake that turns small problems into constant pressure, quiet anxiety into exhaustion, and normal setbacks into emotional chaos. Fix this one thing, and life does not become easy, but it becomes lighter. Ignore it, and no amount of money, success, or motivation will give you peace. Here is the truth most people never hear. Stress is not caused by events. It is caused by misplaced control. You suffer because you try to control what was never yours to control in the first place. Other people's emotions, outcomes you cannot guarantee, the future, the past, how you are perceived, how fast life moves. You grip these things tightly, and they grind you down slowly. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. They did not call it stress. They called it self-inflicted disturbance. You disturb yourself every time you attach your inner peace to something external. Every time you say, "I will be calm when this works out," or "I will be okay once they understand me," or "I can't relax until this is resolved." That sentence is the mistake. Most people wake up already tense because they mentally step into responsibilities that are not theirs. They feel responsible for how others feel, for how situations turn out, for whether their effort is recognized, for whether life is fair. This creates emotional leakage. Your energy drains constantly because you are trying to manage too many invisible burdens at once. Think about how often you replay conversations in your head, how often you imagine arguments that never happen, how often you prepare explanations for people who never asked. That is not awareness, that is wasted control. You are paying attention to the wrong battlefield. Here is the brutal clarity. You only control three things: your actions, your judgments, your responses. Everything else is borrowed, unstable, and temporary. When you forget this, stress enters. When you remember it, pressure dissolves. This is why two people can face the same situation and have completely different experiences. One is tense, bitter, and overwhelmed. The other is calm, focused, and steady. The difference is not strength, it is placement of control. Most stress comes from false responsibility. You feel responsible for fixing people, for saving relationships that should end, for proving your worth, for making life make sense. None of that is your job. And the moment you drop those false responsibilities, something powerful happens. Your mind quiets. You stop reacting to every emotional fluctuation. You stop chasing closure. You stop needing agreement. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. This is not apathy. This is clarity. The Stoics taught that peace is not found by arranging the world, but by arranging the mind. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you gain control over yourself. And that is the only control that matters. Here is where most people get it wrong. They think letting go means giving up. It does not. Letting go means acting fully, then releasing the result. You still show up, you still work, you still speak when necessary, but you no longer attach your identity or emotional stability to how things turn out. You do what is yours to do, then you step back. This is why emotionally disciplined people look calm in chaos. They are not suppressing anything. They are simply not leaking energy into things that do not belong to them. Midway through this, let me say this clearly. If this way of thinking resonates with you, if you feel like you are tired of unnecessary stress and quiet mental noise, this channel is built for you. We are building a growing community of people who value clarity over chaos and discipline over drama. Subscribe now, not for motivation, for alignment. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Now here is the part most people avoid. Stress feels familiar. That is why people cling to it. It gives the illusion of control. Worry feels productive. Overthinking feels responsible. Emotional involvement feels like care. But these are illusions. You can care deeply and still be calm. You can be committed without being consumed. The Stoics warned about this trap. They said suffering multiplies when you rehearse pain before it arrives. Most of what exhausts you never happens. You are not tired from life. You are tired from carrying imagined futures and rewritten pasts. When something happens, deal with it directly. When it does not, let it go completely. This alone will eliminate more stress than any habit, routine, or productivity system. Another source of stress is the need for validation. When your self-worth depends on being liked, understood, or praised, you surrender control instantly. You become reactive. You measure your day by other people's reactions. This is a fragile way to live. The Stoics believed self-respect must be internal, or it will never be stable. The moment you stop needing permission to be who you are, stress loses its grip. You no longer feel threatened by disagreement. You no longer panic when ignored. You no longer feel the urge to perform. You become grounded. Stress also comes from emotional overexposure, saying too much, explaining too often, reacting too quickly. Silence is not weakness. It is a filter. Not everything deserves your emotional output. Not every thought deserves a voice. Not every conflict deserves entry. Restraint is not suppression, it is selection. Ask yourself this simple question before reacting. Is this within my control? If the answer is no, step back. If the answer is yes, act calmly and fully. That is Stoic psychology in practice. The final truth is this: life does not get quieter, you get clearer.